Hi everyone, sorry for doing this video during my nap time, but it will be the time today for doing a video. Yesterday I watched a video from Ruth of Rainfire Dreaming channel that spoke about hypersensibility, and it was not so technical video, but she referred about a few books and videos about hypersensibility. And if you are interested in it, I will link the her video below my video, and she has linked a lot of interesting things about it. But the idea, I don't know if I am hypersensible or not. Quite, I would say quite yes. Empaths, maybe a lot. Psychic also, there's a lot of words around that. And I wanted to speak about sensibility and the idea of increasing our sensibility into the pagan witchy world, I would say, because a lot of work that we do as witches, pagans, is increasing our sensibility to the world around us, and especially the natural world, being more and more capable to feel the energies and vibrations and everything that comes from the universe, to feel it, to understand it, and to sometimes work on it and change it. And all that is about miracles, divination, about empathy, about psychic powers, about intuition, everything that is beyond, I would say, our natural senses as they are seen by science. For me, it's about hypersensibility, because for me it's just not something beyond natural, it's just something natural that we have, that we enhance, like you have the natural audition, and there is this whole plan that some animals can hear and normally humans do not hear, but that we can hear and feel at the same times, some kind of alarm that says something that is happening, even if we are not so fine, about what we are hearing. The same thing for the view, the sight, everything, the touch. We can really work on the touch, on the softest point, to really feel with our skin the energies, the flowing energies, its nature, its texture. You can feel energy as you can feel solid things. And same thing for the scent. My husband is really good about it, for like seeing the nature of the light and smelling some change in the natural scent of the place, and he can say if someone has put a spell on us or not, especially on our shop, because if you have a shop, a lot of people are just envious, I would say, and try everything to make you fall. So it's regular to have bad magic on your shop, and Guillaume has developed quite a good sense of it. He can really know. After one step in the shop, he could say, hey, we have some black magic at home. I can do that, but in another way. I know when people are trying to influence our home I am so much there since 3 years and in silence most of the time, that each little sound, a little movement into the house is really, I can feel if it's natural or not. And I have the cat to help me. If she doesn't react, there's nothing to fear. If she reacts to something and that's not a natural thing, I have to think about it. So yeah, in magic, in paganism, in a lot of new agey things, we work a lot to increase our sensibility. And the problem is that if, like me, and it's half a choice for me and half an obligation that life have imposed on me. If, like me, you spend, I would say, 3/4 of your time alone at your home or in nature without any people or with really little people, few people, it's a blessing. Really feeling the joy of nature, its peacefulness, feeling the energies of the animals, of the plants. You really feel like you are bathing into the beauty of the creation. It's like that I feel. But when you are into the human society, into the city, really around a lot of people that are suffering, really, because when I am walking out, like this morning, I met few people, but they were so happy. Some were cycling, so some were running, some were like me just walking, and it was a really beautiful sunny day. Everyone was happy, so their auras and their energies were really positive, and it was like a pleasure to meet them, to feel the contact. And yeah, it was great. When I go to the in French we say biological, in English it's I have to the supermarket with only products without chemicals, organic products. We have a supermarket, little supermarket near the home where we go most of the time taking our food, and we go also to the food market, veggie and fruits market. So most of the time in that places you have people that are quite happy, healthy, at least that are conscious of what they do. It's a part of the population that is quite happy, I would say. They have the money to go there most of the time, quite happy people. And for example, my example into my head when I watched Ruth's video was, for example, in the morning you go into the forest, you do big meditation for feeling each and every micron energy around you, to be really in tune with your environment, like your bubble has exploded, you are one with what is outside of you, you are one with the trees, and you meet a dryad spirit, and it's a great exchange. And when you come back to civilization, if you come back too quickly, your bubble doesn't form around you, you are like open to the world, and you have to go to a basic supermarket where everyone is there, from the most unhappy people on earth to basic people, I would say. Everyone is there, and you have everything. The bad energies from the products, and the most difficult for me is that in these supermarkets the packagings are very, very bright, very there, but the product inside has quite nothing, no energy left, you know. It's dead as plastic. So it's really difficult to be there, seeing things but not feeling them, and having all these people with their inside hell, you know. Really being in their head is like hell, and being in their energy is like hell too, and you are like there all absorbing everything. And everyone can say, yeah, you could have to put your barriers. And the most difficult is when you meet someone that has the same pain, the same sufferings, the same emotional strugglings that you, and it does like a shock wave, and it multiplies your inside pain, and it's quite difficult to face. So especially if it's really something into your core. I have seen it when I did healing. I can do healing on people that have really different problems than me, because I can observe them, feel their emotions, and have, you know, like my distance from it. But when it's something they have lived that is really like what I have lived and what I have suffered, it's really, really more difficult to have a distance, and it's also more difficult to help, because if you have not healed yourself about it, you cannot heal the other with it, and even more you add to it suffering, you know. There's something, it's more more and more and more. So it's quite, I would say it's quite difficult to live a pagan life with all these ideas of being open to the world and feeling it to its more ethereal, subtle dimensions, and after going back, you know, into your daily life, into an office, into the city, into a car, and facing some violence and facing people's sufferings. Yeah, I would say being a pagan in a city, I have always seen that like something that is not so in harmony, I would say. And it's even more difficult, I think, if you really try to work into the pagan way, and after you live a normal life. It's not that you have to cut yourself from the world, but sometimes you have to choose what you want to live, I would say. And when you are really opened to everything, it's quite difficult. My illness I've like blocked when I was really in energetical distress, I would say, really near death and coming back to life little by little. I had like a blockage, though, yeah, it wasn't to my sphere, my egg, and the only thing that I had was really a really high sensibility into my hands to feel the world around me, you know, the energies. Little by little my sensibility comes back, but sometimes when it's too hard, I would say, the barriers come, and yeah, taking painkillers makes some barriers too. So I am quite protected at the moment, but I have been really open to the world. And if you really, I really think, it's my opinion, that if you want to go to this point, to have no barriers between you and the universe around, don't live in normal life into the city. Find a way to live in nature, and to have the right to choose the people you meet and the people you are with into your day. I really would say try try that, or do not explore this empathy, psychic way of which he thinks too large, I would say, too deep. Really be careful about it. So it was my opinion and ideas of the day for Ruth and for the world. See you soon, my friends. I love you.